Hello everyone, I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel. This is Steve coming back with another video. So this one is not going to be anything directly related to any type of software program or anything, but it is an announcement that it is now time, whether I'm ready or not, and whether, anybody's ready, here we come. The Machine Language Project should be launching this Friday. So let me know if you're still interested. I'm going to try to get out a lot of contact information to people and try to get people gathered. Not sure exactly how we're going to go about this. I'm familiar with Skype, but I don't really know exactly if Skype is going to be the best choice. I've checked out some other ones like Zoom and different ones, but some of them have a limited time restriction and stuff like that. And there's YouTube Red, of course, but I think there's a fee for that. So I'm trying to find a free service that'll still let us do this, just like Google Hangouts used to do. So if we can find something that'll work, guys, let me know. Just comment down there below and the links and all that, so we can kind of figure out and work together on making this work. I assure you, and 100% certainty, I have been working very hard on learning newer concepts, and you've seen tools and reverse engineering, trying to move forward in every way we can. I've taken some ideas from some people, Bill, for example, to give you a mention, that I think we should, you're definitely right, we should put together some sprites and stuff like that, and get some animated things going before we try to get into some of the bigger stuff. Let's start with the basics and then work our way up from there. So I think that's some great information. And just talking to other people, I know Mitch is into hardware and stuff like that. He doesn't really have any background in software development, but he has a great understanding of hardware. He really understands machine language. I'm sorry, not machine language, but machines from the lower level. So I think he would be great for, and you're welcome to come, Mitch. You've been just an amazing person. So also, Eric, this one's going to be for you too. I know you're really interested, so I just wanted to kind of throw this out there. I've mentioned this many times before. You've asked me like how to learn assembly language and how to get started with all this stuff. I've mentioned this many times. This by far is one of my greatest resources for starting at a simple level. It teaches you some of the greatest information you need to know, from understanding the bit level and all that, which I'll admit I kind of skipped over at first, but a really good resource. And I remember back in the days in the library when I was reviewing this book, I wanted this book so badly. I wanted to steal it from the library, to be honest with you, but and then I tried to find it on the bookshelves, couldn't find it on the bookshelves, It was a really hard book to get a hold of in those days. Now I actually own it, so that's cool. So anyways, if you don't own the book, no big deal. You can go to bombjack.org or whatever, or just look up bombjack C64 in Google and you'll find it. And they have the PDF right there available for you. So anything else I could show you? This is another book I've used. It teaches you more about some of the tips and tricks of assembly language. This is a great book too, Peaks and Pokes for the Commodore 64. I found a lot of good helpful information here when I was trying to learn 16-bit math and stuff like that. Really good for that. This one I got with my order. It's called Intermediate Commodore 64. It has some great examples. It's not really involved, but there are some examples here on I/O and stuff like that, and graphics and character sets, and just kind of a little small resource, but I think it's pretty good for the most part. Okay, I'm going to save the best for last. Obviously, you probably already know what those are, but I'll put those down at the bottom here. So probably another one. I don't want to pull up these ones, but I had this one too. The Machine Language book of the Commodore 64, and I started reading it. You kind of see my little tab in there. And I found a lot of good information in this one. I think I'll go back to reading this one again some more too. There's really some good breakdowns on, understanding. I don't know where to really break it down, but there's just some simple concepts that you could easily miss when you're trying to write in assembly language and stuff like that. So it's a great resource too, I think so. This one I did read. It had some basic examples, so this might be good for a beginner. Assembly language for kids, Commodore 64. You should probably have the PDF available. There's some in the back of here. There's actually some good listings and stuff like that. This book is so old though, so as an example, you can kind of see there's some assembly language listings in the back there and stuff like that. I like those kind of books too. This is kind of a book for people who want to not create games, I'd say, but per se you wanted to check out some games. But what I found interesting about this book, on the most part, is in the back of this book. There's some massive assembly language listings in the back of this book. So I found that that was pretty helpful. And here's one that I saw before, and we did this in one of my Google Hangouts, the Heat Seeker source code. It's like some kind of a plane flying simulation. A lot of good examples we could learn from just looking at that and stuff like that. Let me see. This is another one I own. I don't really know. I didn't really read this one a whole lot. I kind of skimmed through it. Commodore 64 Simi Language, but there's some good resources in here, I guess you could probably say. It talks more about the mathematics and stuff I've noticed of the computers and stuff like that. And it breaks down like some binary, you can see multiplication and division and just different things there you might want to know if you need to understand that part. Now this one I didn't read yet, and it looked like it was kind of a simplistic level, but he is one of the authors of a Simi language, right there, Jim Butterfield. A really great resource for machine language, and this is the one I just got in one of my recent orders. I haven't really had time to pore over it, but I think I'll probably take it with me to work once I finish the Hacker's book, and I'm just trying to finish through books by book first. Now here's another one I have too, and I got these with my order. This one kind of breaks down. It's called Introducing Commodore 64 Machine Code. This one I've noticed it kind of breaks down things. It teaches you zero-page addressing, index addressing, relative addressing, which is all important to know. It shows you a breakdown here of the status registers, really important to know when you're doing debugging and knowing how to go in, especially with Vice using the monitor. And shout out to you, Highlander, for really showing me and really helping me understand that I really needed to use the monitor more than just trying to go on my own. And I really do use that a lot now, and I really appreciate that. Really going in, knowing how to break out, use the break codes or whatever, just go in and just really see what the program is doing. I used that a lot when I was learning 16-bit math too, by checking out the calculations and stuff like that, which I'm sure was very common and should be a habit of people. But I picked up some bad habits along the way, so I really appreciate you guys helping put me back on the right track. So I'm going to put this book up here, even though I love this book so much. This isn't going to be the last request, but the Commodore 64 Programmer's Reference Guide is a must. I guarantee you. This is probably one of the second books I ever bought for the Commodore 64. And you're probably like, why would this be important from a semi-language level? Well, I wouldn't even just say even from a semi-language level, but I mean, there's just so many things. Like when I was doing my music program, this is where I got a lot of my good information in. These are some of the music notes, and these are the high and the low byte addresses you need to make those work, to get those sounds on the keyboard and all that. And it's got a breakdown of some of the nice AXI character sets, pet AXI for those who have the pets. And just a lot of great information. There's a small section on here, even in Simi language. It's got a breakdown of the memory map of the computer. It's not the one I would recommend using for the memory map, but it's good for beginners who just want to get a small, understanding of what some of those locations are actually doing. So here's some of the steps it talks about. Your first machine language instruction and stuff like that. If you want to check it out, I said all the PDFs are available at bombjack.org and wherever else you can find them, of course. Okay, and number one resource, I was going to mention this book too. I forgot to mention this one, the Computer Snooper. I just got this one recently. This is so far been a pretty good book. There's been some good information here. I used this a lot when I was writing my sound program or my music program. It had some great examples in there. Number one resource. Mapping the Commodore 64. Get your copy if you don't have one. You could use the PDF, and also if you don't have it, like I said, I did create that Excel document. Almost the entire book, except for the GOS section, is in that Excel document. And I put a lot of effort into it, so I really appreciate it if you want to check it out. I'll throw the link in here so you guys can check it out at my GitHub channel again. But, I haven't really got a lot of feedback on Limit 64 when I put it out there, but I'm sure it could be helpful to people. I know for me it's great. I put in fast links in it, and you can instantly click on one section, and you can just navigate backward and forward real quickly through the document. Like whether you're looking up VIC addresses or SID addresses or whatever you're looking up for your, just for what you want to accomplish. So, great book, and really will help you really grab a bigger understanding, especially knowing the Simi language and using this book go hand in hand together, I guarantee you. So those are all the books. I told somebody I would do a video on some of the books. In another part of this video, I'm going to show you now some of the tools that we'll be using for the machine language project. A lot of these we've already went over recently, so you're going to see kind of a review. But there was one new tool I was introduced to, and I want to show it to you. Although I still say Filtrator is better, but this is another tool just for kind of another observation of a simulator. So let's get started with all that stuff. Okay, guys, we're back, and you can kind of see my screen is littered like a dumpster, or whatever you want to call it. You know, it's just kind of stuff lying all over the place here. But essentially, these are a lot of the tools we're going to be using. The number one resource we're going to be using for the assembly language is CBM PRG Studio. And I highly recommend it. There's just so many great things. If you don't know it, don't worry. You're going to have a lot of people here that do understand it and know how to use it. And I myself, I've always used it. I just think it's a great tool and a great way to really go in, because you can do, there's just so many things you can do. It has a built-in, you know, sprite editor, has a built-in character editor. Just go into the tools here. You can see a character editor. And it's got a built-in screen editor for the people who want to do mapping and stuff like that. And it's got great debuggers. There's just so many things. You can sit there and create comments in the program. You know, you can just set up options. It's just overwhelming with the information. And it's a pretty good debugger, compiler, and stuff like that. And really cool thing about it is it directly plugs in device. So as soon as, for example, if I press this button, which I already have a code example, it's just a simple routine I put together recently for a sound test. If you press this button instantly, it'll instantly load device, which is another tool you definitely got to have. Now, to be able to write in Commodore 64, you're going to need Vice, because Vice is what is going to allow us to run and execute the program behind the scenes here. So I just set this one up, and I was trying to see where the program counter was set to. It's set to C000, which is 49152. So if I just system 49152, see, we're already looking at the program that I created here, and this one was supposed to be, just to kind of show it to you real quick here, it's a sound example that I was working on. Right there. So if I press my button, it changes the sounds and stuff like that. This one's just set up in, I think it's the noise. And stuff like that. You could get some really weird sounds out of it, but the whole video is not to sit there and have you watch that, but I just wanted to show you. That's what it does, is it automatically loads and it launches directly within Vice. To get that connected here, you just go to the Tools menu and you hit Options here, and it'll bring up the whole preferences, and you'll see it defaults to emulator control. You just go here to Browse where it says Emulator and Path, and you click on that. And you can instantly, if you already have WinVice downloaded, I'm saying WinVice, I used WinVice back in the day. You already have Vice C64 downloaded here, it'll appear in this section. This is just where I have it linked to, but if not, you can browse to it and just click, for example, if I needed to link it here, I just click on X64 and I hit open, and instantly it would connect it. But I don't need to do that since I've already got it connected anyway. But you can do the assembler, you can control. I shut off the pop-up windows because I don't really want all these dumps showing up. But if I click this, for example, and I ran it, you'll see a window pop up here. Oh, actually, it didn't. Let me see. Maybe I didn't click on it. Let me just double check it again real quick here. Oh, I forgot to. I clicked on Vice dump. I didn't actually change it. So you got to say to window or to output. And then you could just create it here is where it's basically going to pop up at. It should pop up this time. And I can sit there and play with it all day, but I don't really care about the window. But it basically gives you some more information. For some reason, it's not popping up at all there. But yeah, excuse that. But anyways, we'll get on to some more tools because we got a lot more to cover here. So the next thing here, before we get into some of the newer stuff you see that kind of hiding here in the background, would be this tool. This is a sprite pad, and one of the best that I've been introduced to for creating your own sprites and getting your own examples and stuff like that. And they have some built-in examples here. I'm going to pause here just for a second so I can get to that listing. Okay, so I found my folder. So these are just some of the examples of different sprites that exist out there. I always use this one as an example since it's got a lot of cool sprites in it. It's just the Subchris, and this is the one that created the software as a Subchris. I think I'm saying that right. And these are just the different sprites. You can go in here, you can do all kinds of stuff. You can rotate them. You can change the colors of anything you want here. If you click on this, for example, click on these, you can just start changing the colors. You see them changing there. So there's a lot of great things you can do with this tool. But the really cool thing about it is when we're done creating our project, I'm sorry, our sprite here, we just go to export, and we could set the hex address of where we want to load it into in memory. And then from there, you can set up a PRG file or raw data, and it basically will allow you to import directly in. I don't have an example here, but you basically use an inc bin command or whatever you call it here, and it'll automatically pull in the sprite data once you have set it up to a program address. And this is the program address for those who want to know. It has a little asterisk next to it, or a star equals. That's just showing you where it's going to start loading this into memory at. So, but yeah, that's just one of the tools or some of the tools you'll need so far. The next one I'm going to put up here, I'm going to move this one over, is Character Pad. Open it up here a little bit and show it to you. Character Pad is also made by Subcris, and looks like I'm going to have to navigate to it again here. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I found the files, and I can just click on this one as Metal Warrior, for example, hit open, and you see instantly it loads in all the maps. These are what are basically known as character maps that you can use inside of your program and stuff like that. You can go in here and you can edit these, and you can scroll through them and stuff like that. It's just a great, great editor for, that we'll be using to build our maps and stuff like that, You can also change the size of them. You can change how many tiles you want them by. I mean, this is a more advanced version here, but, it's kind of more upgraded version. But you can change the colors, or if I clicked on this, I can instantly start changing the colors and stuff like that or whatever. There's just a lot of great things you can do on them. And this is where the editor window is controlled. I believe this is it, yeah. So you can start changing the tile, and you see me, I just changed it right there. This doesn't have a zoom feature, though. Or it zooms right here, I see it. Okay, you have to kind of click on the little thing there. You can kind of zoom in. But Character Pad is another thing we'll be using. Pretty sure you can export, save, export. Yeah, right there, import, export. It just allows you to set raw binary file, and this got a lot of cool options here. Import, and it allows you to select whether you're doing a character set or you're doing the map or whatever you're doing there. So, great, great tool. We'll be using that. So in addition to that, I also have other things loaded up on the screen here. I'm going to go into ICU for last here, but first I'm going to make sure that the other one's launched here. 1 second. So I had to pause. Norton keeps racing everything I'm downloading. Lately I download Character Pad, Sprite Pad, or whatever, try to run them, keeps erasing them. So I got pretty irked with Norton antivirus, and I removed it entirely from my system. And I know you can set up preferences for it, but I'm just not going to bother with it. So anyways, I've showed this one many times, but this is one of the most incredible ones I've ever seen, which is Infiltrator. And there's just so much you can do. You can go here, you can load in a file. We'll just use a different example since we've already used a lot of these examples. For example, we could click on Skate Rock and see the stuff without. But I wanted to show you Batman since I haven't really done this one yet. But you can look at the sprites here in Batman. This is, like I said, this is a tool we're going to be using for sure. I set the multicolor here. And you can scroll through them. I love how it instantly sets them up. These are set up right now, but I just haven't set the colors for them. If I needed to set them or whatever, I could go in here and just instantly you can alter anything, and you can start changing it, on will just by instantly clicking on these sections. Actually, this is the background here. Set that to black. Just trying to get to the one to change this color right there. But you can just see there's just so many great, great things. It also shows you these are the hexadecimal addresses of where exactly you're going to find this sprite in memory. And let me pause here in a second. Okay, so I paused here just for a second so I could show you one other thing I did here is I went into Filtrator here and I copied a lot of the Simony code just from the Batman game here. You can see it over here at the side here. And this is actually the source code, and I was able to go through, because of Infiltrator, instantly, very quickly, I was able to start taking apart stuff. Like, I already found out where the score is in the game, and I can instantly go in and I can alter that. I found out, like, where the graphics are in some of the screen and just stuff like that. Infiltrator is awesome for that. Here's why I wanted to show this to you. I probably didn't show you this. Like I said, just keep learning so many more and more things with it. but it's just overwhelming to know so much about it. But anyways, a couple of things I wanted to show you. I'm going to go ahead, go here to disassembler for those who want to know first. I always go down here and I just hit disassemble to save a lot of time. It'll go here and it'll say progress. That way, when you go back here, you can instantly get to the section that it's going to scan in the program. And it's scanning right now for all the sprite registers that exist in there. So because of that, I was able to go in here, and you see me clicking around here. It's going to or just a little bit here. You could say instantly it's switching and it's moving backward and forward, as I showed in the original video. So you can instantly move around. And if you pay attention and look down in here, it also has its own pre-built-in labels. I didn't mention this before, so I can't zoom in on this to show you, but right here you see this LBRS. This got its own built-in labels, and it shows you exactly where each label, each branch is jumping to. So this BE equal, let's see, this is a 39E2 hex. It jumps right down to that address, so you can follow it very quickly. It's a great, great way, and you can click on these buttons here to kind of move through the banks or whatever you call these in memory real quickly, and I can instantly get to sections very quickly. So, like I said, it's a great, great tool. There's just so much we know about, more you can do, character sets, sprites, and I went over all that before, so we're not going to need to do that, but we'll be using that a lot, and I really recommend using it. So what I did anyway, to get back on track here with what I was talking about, I can go in here and I can instantly go like this, and I can copy these listings. And this is what I did for the Batman. As I went in and I spent a lot of time and I copied all the listing so I could just set it inside a Word so I could just start taking it apart. Now, if you copy this into CBM PRG Studio, you could, but you have to go back and make a lot of edits and stuff like that. And, to get this to run properly, we still have to set it up to work with CBM PRG Studio. So right now, it's just for hacking purposes I'm doing this, just to take this program apart and start learning from it. And I've always wanted to learn how the Batman game works and stuff like that, since it's such a really, really cool game. I have it paused right here. But you can just see it's got everything. I mean, it's got excellent, almost a full screen scrolling, though, if you would. It's got the part top here that doesn't really allow you to do the scrolling at the top. But it's really, really well written. The graphics are really nice and stuff like that. The gameplay is not bad. And it's just a great thing. I think we could really start taking it apart and learning from it and stuff like that. So, anyways, that's what I wanted to show you. Now, what's really cool about copying in the Word, in case you guys don't know this, is you can go here instantly and click on Pages, and I'm using the more, I think I'm using like 2016 version here or whatever. You can instantly click here, and it'll instantly pick up whatever you typed in, and it'll look for those sections. You notice it says score here and there, and instantly finds them real quickly. You can also click on Results, and it'll show you it in a smaller window here. So I think it's a really great tool. If you needed to know like an address for whatever, D0011, it already picked up all those different areas for D0011, just like, Filtrator would do. So it's a great, great tool to use for this too as well. So, okay, so we'll put that down for now. I'll be working more on that later tonight. I'll be doing some more hacking with the Batman game to see what else I can learn from it. I was able to change the title screen and do all kinds of interesting stuff to it. But we already know about Filtrator. Now, you've already seen the one kind of hiding behind scenes. I'm not going to use this one a lot, but it was recommended to me on Leeman 64, and I hope it didn't crash. This is why I don't like using it a lot, is ICU 64. Now, there's a great video on YouTube if you want to watch it, where the owner, I think it might be the owner or whatever, the creator of it, demonstrates it. And he's already got like 157,000 views on it, but that was since he's had it out there like 2009 or however old it is. Really, really awesome tool. I mean, look at this. You can instantly zoom in to stuff, and it will crash if I'm not careful. You can go here and you can click on these, and you can edit these, and instantly, you have to hit the F1 to get to the help menu here. You can go in and you can start instantly editing real quickly a language, I'm sorry, an area in memory. Like he showed it when an example video. Let me pull it up here real quick. So I'm going to pause it here for the sound. So, because it's got copyright music in it for one thing. It's got the Matrix music running in the background here. If you wanted to hear it, I can kind of turn it up here a little bit. Oh, one second. See, there's the Matrix music, and I don't leave it on too long to get copyrighted, so I'm going to mute it. But really, really cool. I mean, this is it running in the background, and you can watch what he does in this. He zooms in on stuff, and that's what I can do with this. I can zoom in on stuff. Exactly what he's doing right there. And you can go in and you can start editing. He obviously knows how to use it better than I do, but you can edit these hex addresses instantly in memory. And that's just by going here and clicking on the ICU section here, which I have hidden here in the background here, and clicking on memory. Actually, this might be the other. This is actually the one that wasn't working. And you can click on graphics here, and it shows you like a little graphics map. I don't know if he demonstrated this or not, but you can go instantly, and you're looking at, and I love how you can just zoom in on it, but my zoom does crash sometimes. You can instantly see the sprites. You can cycle through the different areas of memory here, and I think you can use the arrow keys too. You can also set this to multicolor. So it's very similar to Infiltrator. One of the guys on, Lemon 64 recommended it because there's just it's so much easier to figure out what's going on in a program than trying to use the Infiltrator and try to break it down. Well, this program instantly, if you watch this video, really breaks it down and really shows you what's going on. So I'm going to kind of clear that out of the way. Watch for this. He'll instantly start playing with this, and he'll start altering, the life score, the level, and everything. So we'll kind of watch that here for a second. He's just kind of showing it off right there right now. I think he just edited the level. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, he did. He went in and he edited the level very quickly just by clicking on it. I don't know if you saw that. If I could backtrack here a little bit. Right here says level 1. He's circling what he's doing, and that is where he found it in memory. And he's instantly going to alter that. Watch this as he goes and he starts changing it. You'll see it changing instantly. He's going to point to where it changes. Now watch. Look, 2, 3. He's already increased his counter for his life counter because he knows where it is, and that's how quickly it works with the actual vice itself. So I think that's really cool because it's a really good way to hack into games and stuff like this, and these people wrote some pretty cool comments about them and stuff like that. It's written in C from what I know, and I've understood the language of C. But it's a great resource. The only thing, my only dispute about it is it crashes, at least on Windows 10 a lot. I've noticed if you try to zoom in after a while, it'll crash. But you can see like something going on right there with the map already with the Batman there. But overall, it's a pretty good tool, from what I've seen. And let me see if I can get the memory. I couldn't seem to get the Batman one working here. Supposed to. You can also do this. You can also move this around by using your mouse and stuff like that. Moving around in memory. Watch, I can have it automatically scroll. That's kind of cool. You can see what he's still doing over here. He's still playing with the character set. This is what it's supposed to do. Let me see if I can get that on the Batman. If you go here to the custom edit, I think it's called, custom display, it should pick up, oh, this is the border dash he has on there. So maybe it's running in the background. I don't know. I couldn't get mine to work, but I see that he does it right here in the background. He actually has it running with the actual games. That's kind of cool. This is another hacking tool that we could play with. I think that's pretty much everything I showed you that we'll be using, writing. And like I said, you don't really need to know. I'm not really worried if you don't know anything about a simi language. I would hope you know something about BASIC and you know something about the Commodore 64 and don't just want to hang out and just for the entertainment purposes, but rather from a learning perspective. If you really, really want to learn a simi language or really want to get involved with a great team, I recommend this team. Like I said, I'm no professional in this field, but I am good at networking. I'm good at bringing people together. I think that is one of my skills, is I'm a people person. So I can bring people together. I was just hanging out in karaoke, as a matter of fact, a few hours ago to show you how personable I can be and stuff like that. But anyways, side point from that, I think these are some pretty great tools to start with. I didn't really use go over Vice a lot, but a lot of people are familiar with Vice. But Vice is just an emulator for the Commodore 64. You can run games in it. You can go in here and you can instantly alter stuff in memory. Let me show you that. I'm going to go ahead and play with some things in the Batman, and we're going to turn this one off for now. Okay, so this is not going to be a really in-depth hack on the Batman, but rather I just wanted to show you how quickly you can use the monitor and you go ahead and you can start altering memory very quickly. So this is just a simple example right here. You can kind of see it's got the score counter, it's got the timer, and it's got the life counter and stuff like that. We're not going to alter the graphics, rather we're going to alter something that would change the flow of the game. This is probably not something you'd want to do in a game, but this is just what I found from a small part of hacking last night, which is the score counter. So if we change this, we can instantly affect the score. So what I did is I kind of reversed it and set it to increment. I just set it to a decrement. So we just go here to that memory location. We type in the letter A for a symbol, and you type 1379, which is the hex address. And after that, you're going to kind of change whatever you want the instruction to look like. In this case, I'm going to use DEC for decrement. 0406, X, because that's where the score counter I found is found. Now, all I had to do is type that in. If I go back here and I type in D1379 for this symbol, that hex address, type it in right here, you'll see it instantly changed it. So it's instantly affecting the game. Now, to see this here, you won't see it here as I'm playing it right now until, what I used to like about this game, until I restart it, but I can instantly kill Batman by pressing the escape key here, and that'll get me faster the results I need here. So I'm going to kill him here to go back to the title screen there. And now it's the spacebar to start. And we press the fire button here. Go back into it. And it should have affected the score if I try to throw something at somebody. If not, I might have done it wrong. Let me see. So I threw something at somebody. See, I didn't get any score. It still shows 0 points. So what it's doing right now is it's kind of setting the score backward in the game, for example. See, I should have already got any points. Hey, I'm not getting any points. This is awful. That'd be a great way to hack somebody's game, and then they can't go in and they can't get any score because you shut down their score counter. That's exactly what happened here. If you don't believe me, I'll turn it back and I'll show you that I'll be getting score next time. Let me kind of enlarge this too. Probably harder to see that window. Yeah, we can kind of watch it a little bit better now. So it means basically you could go in here and you could, turn off the life counter. Although the hack already did that for this game, so I didn't really need to mess with that. But I just wanted to show you, I'm not going to get any points for killing any of these people. That means there's just so many other things I could do to it. He just killed me right there. So far I've gotten no points, and I've been killing all these guys. I make sure I'm not going to die here. I'm trying to drop down. Oops, I just died. I was trying to grab the top, and I just killed myself. So we'll go back and we'll reverse it now. Go back to monitor 1379 here, and we'll restart it this time. And we'll go back and we'll reassemble 1379 and put it back to the increment register. And check it, make sure it's changed. It is. Now if we just go back and restart the game, we'll kill Batman here by pressing the escape key. Now this time, when I go to run it, spacebar to restart, I should be getting a score now. I should be able to get some points killing these guys. And there you go. Oh wait, yep, 400 points. See, now I have points. Hey, look, I'm actually earning score now. So just some of the simple things you can do with, the tools that we've been playing with, Infiltrator and all that, which I think is really, really great for a lot of these tools and just kind of things. I've got 2 of them running here in the background, I noticed. But just some great examples, that you can learn from, we'll be using on this project. So I didn't want to make this video super long, but I wanted to at least show you that that's just some of the fun stuff you can do with the Commodore 64 and stuff like that. And like I said, I would love to be able to create something similar to this Batman game, or just something, maybe just one simple level or something, and we could work it up to a game if that's where this project could go to. But for now, we'll just be collaborating and getting some ideas from people. There is one other guy, he's in another country, so I don't know if he'll be able to join us, but he actually does professional demos. So let me see if I can find some of his work. Okay, so I'm back and I just located his file. And that's one of the examples that he did. Oh, that's how it starts. Check this out. Hopefully this doesn't get copyrighted or anything. But our demo he created, he also is not here for the money or stuff like that. But as if he was interested in joining, he said he was. That's pretty dang cool. I mean, he obviously knows what he's doing. I'm assuming he's the owner of this. So, anyways, that's some pretty cool music. The neighbors will be screaming at me otherwise. I love the smooth scrolling he has going on here. It's got like a mirror image down here at the bottom. But we could sit there and watch it all day. But anyways, like I said, he said he was interested in joining, so hopefully we can catch up to him. A lot of these people are overseas, or I realize that. I'm in the U.S. and stuff like that, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult trying to get people together. But I think it's really, really cool. So anyways, I'm going to pause this or whatever. So yeah, that's just some of the things that we're going to be doing, and you know, some of the tools, and you know, just some of the paths that lie ahead for us. I think it's going to be really fun and really interesting. And, you know, we'll kind of evolve as we go along here and just see where everything goes and kind of lead, you know, from there. So if you're interested in joining, go ahead and contact me, let me know. So yeah, guys, that will be it for this video for this week. Well, for today at least. So I may get one or two more out here during this time. But I thought you guys would like to see that. That's the plan I have moving forward here, and just kind of seeing where we're going to go there and playing by ear and everything, and just getting together with some great people again, you know, and trying to make this work. Once again, contact me if you know of a better chat services than the one I've mentioned, from, you know, Skype to Zoom to, you know, YouTube Red or whatever else is out there. I probably need to do more research, but I've been so dabbed into simi language and just learning things that I really haven't had a whole lot of time to do that. I really would like to get more people together and really, you know, work together as a collaborated unit. This is always been one of my goals. I found a lot of successful channels out there have a great network of people that work together consistently. So you're welcome to join. You know, I'm very, you know, open person. I'm very reasonable and stuff like that. So I look forward to hearing from you. And the Commodore 64 is an old computer. I do know that, you know, but I love it so much, and I just adore it. So you come to the right place if you're looking for Commodore 64 retro stuff. Look no further. This is the right place to be, I assure you. And I really appreciate all your favorites, likes, and definitely hit that subscribe button. Now, I can't say that enough. They won't. They'll just watch your videos and kind of go away from there. But yeah, if you want to see a game or maybe a demo rising from the ground, you are in the right place right now. I assure you, you are. Because that's what we're doing now. We're going to work together, and we're going to build something real. I don't know what yet it's going to be, but we're going to build something, I hope something really good with the people and the talent that comes together. So yeah, anyways, I'm going to keep this video short for now, but thank you guys as always for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. Throw it in the comments. You know, I'm going to listen. I'm going to respond. I'm very good at that, and I just look forward to hearing from you guys and looking forward to moving forward to the next steps. Normally, I would set a Google Hangouts. I'll try to see if there is a way I can try to find some kind of reminder or something. Since Google Hangouts doesn't exist anymore, from what I understand, I'll see what comes and what goes. But either way, just go ahead and contact me in the comments. That's how we'll communicate for now. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you so much. Love you guys.